Hello, termites, and welcome back to night 38. Nickel Dreams, Tanya Tucker. We're almost on chapter 16. What else? Tonight, it's a little, I love a Bloody Mary. Anytime, day or night. Celery salt. I think I could live on celery salt. I'm sure it's not good for you. This right here, it's Cutwater Habanero vodka. From where? San Diego. I like a spicy Bloody Mary. I think we've already gone over that. That's why I don't like them on planes, because they can't make them spicy, because you know what? They're not a full bar. They're not a real bar. It always amazes me on planes when people ask for weird shit. You know what? It's not a flying restaurant. It's not a flying bar. Just be glad they have anything. Find what you like. Drink it. What else? I watched a lot of The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. His show, his thing on ESPN. It's really good. And I hope they do one when he was with the Wizards. Are we going to do one about that? I'd like to see 6 hours or maybe even 10 hours of what that whole thing was when he just went, you guys suck, from the owner's box. I'm going to go down there and play. And then I never got to see Michael Jordan, but I was working at the DC Improv, and he was going to be there on a Monday because his birthday, he was going to turn 40, and I got my friend John to get me, it wasn't even that hard to get a Wizards ticket. Or in my mind, I like to call them the Warlocks, which I thought would have been a better name. And then when you go in, you get a wand that lights up, and the whole place lights up when there's a basket scored. Ah! Warlocks! That's what I wanted. Instead, they went with Wizards. And it didn't turn out to be that good, even with Michael. All right, I really varied off our topic. Our topic is Tanya Tucker. She's on a nationwide meet and greet with country people, radio stations, and all that. And Dolores is the Hollywood lady trying to make her grow up way too quickly. When all is said and done, I sometimes wonder if Dolores' Hollywood flash didn't cover up a good heart. It happens in this business, and sometimes I'm afraid it happens with me. Chapter 16. Soon after Dolores Fuller was out of the picture, John Kelly came back into it. He initially approached Dad about me opening some shows for Judy Lynn, but what he really wanted to talk about was handling my career. It seemed perfect to Dad since John had managed Judy Lynn's career very successfully. John knew people, and no one had a bad word to say about him. Besides, he allowed me to sing on Judy's show long before I had anything going on. Our immediate finances also played a role in our immediate finances. She's 13, but it's the whole family. Our immediate finances. I still don't know if my parents have any money. Why would the kid know that? And even as an adult, I don't know. I guess they're fine. They seem fine. They go to the casino and golf. Enough money for that, you're good. Our immediate finances played a role. I had a hit record, but we were still having a hard time making ends meet. And Dad believed John Kelly's booking expertise could help. The first thing John did was release Buddy Lee as my booking agent and sign me with his own company, Artist Talent, in Las Vegas. When I first went on the road, it was in our Chrysler station wagon. I went on the road in what? A Mercury Tracer. Google that little hatchback. It's not made anymore. Nobody makes Mercurys anymore, but I still have a Mercury. What? 2007 Mercury Mariner Hybrid. Hybrid, why? Not because I really care about the environment. I mean, I do. But I just don't like getting gas. I hate stopping for gas. I hate it. And if you get a hybrid, it really doesn't have to stop that often. That's why I'm keeping it and never getting rid of it. I love it. I loved a Mercury, though. Chrysler, not so much. When I first went on the road, it was in our Chrysler station wagon with one or both parents along. We didn't have any idea how to run a tour, and more than once, that lack of knowledge cost us money. On one run during the summer in 1973, we were driving from Louisiana to Atlanta to play a show with David Dudley. Columbia had lined me up to do several radio interviews along the way, but Daddy kept checking his watch and estimating how long we had to drive, so we thought we were fine. I always tried to get some sleep in the car. We folded down the back seat, and I put a mattress in there, and I'd curl up under a blanket while Dad drove the long roads between shows. I was sound asleep when I heard Daddy calling to me, "Tanya, you better get up and get dressed because we're coming up on Atlanta," he said. I did what I usually did and held the blanket like a tent while I slipped out of my jeans and into my stage outfit. All of a sudden, it seemed like the world got brighter even through the blanket. I stuck my head up, looked around to see what was going on. The only thing I could see was a continuous stream of car lights, all going the opposite way we were going. I freaked out. Daddy, everybody's going home. The show must be over. Uh-oh, this is going to be a time zone thing. I feel it coming, because Louisiana is Central Time, and Georgia is Eastern Time, and I bet nobody checked. And again, I have not read the book. We'll see if I'm right. Nah, he said. He checked his watch again. There's just probably so many people coming to see your show, they're having to turn them away. When we pulled up backstage, Dave was already on the bus eating his dinner. They figured me for a no-show. Oh, my God. I've never missed a show, ever. That would be like a nightmare. And Dave had gone on without an opening act. Daddy kept shaking his head and saying how he'd checked his watch dozens of times all the way from Louisiana. Dave asked, "Did you change your watch for Atlanta time?" I'd like to say that success changed all this, but every so often I'm reminded of those days in the station wagon. During the summer of 1991, when I was very pregnant with my son, Bo Grayson, my assistant and I flew to Denver, Colorado, and then rented a car to drive to do a show in Greeley. We had directions from the road manager who had gone ahead of the bus. My assistant had been driving for an hour or so when I was rereading directions, when all of a sudden I realized we'd taken a wrong turn. Oh, Lord, we're heading the wrong way. Turn the car around and hit it, I said. We'd given ourselves plenty of time for me to change clothes in Greeley, but with the time lost, we just rolled into town just in time to get to the venue. Like all those years ago, there I was, changing in the car. I was pulling a pair of stage pants, and I had to half stand up in the front seat. We were slowing down at a four-way light when the man in the next car turned. He saw what all he saw was half of a face and a big pregnant belly. He came within 2 inches of pulling into a light pole. We took off and made it to the show, and I always wondered if he saw who it was and told his friends that Tanya Tucker had mooned him with her stomach coming into Greeley. Since we made it to the show in Greeley, we got paid. That night at Dave Dudley's show, we didn't. Daddy sat down on the bunk and looked like he was going to cry. He'd been very conscious of time changes ever since, because we'd counted on the $600 I was going to earn to get us home. But when we got back to Vegas, John Kelly was hopping mad. "You tell me the truth, Bo. Why'd you miss that show?" "Because I didn't set my watch, John," Dad explained. "Well, I'm going to tell you," John started, but by then Daddy had it. Uh-oh, we know what can happen when Daddy has had it. "You ain't going to tell me nothing. We lost 25% of $600. We lost 75%. We're the ones who are sick to our hearts and broke to boot. I'll promise you this one thing. I won't miss another show." And he didn't either. Now, I can't blame Bo that much, because I'll tell you what, time zones, I gotta stop talking like that. It can be very confusing. One time, we had shows in Laughlin, Nevada, in a casino, but they put us up in a hotel across the river, which it's just right there, but across the river is Arizona. Now, Arizona is quite the clusterfuck, because, well, I don't even know if they do it anymore, but them and Indiana, there's people that just don't play in time zone land. And I don't get how you got out of that, but I admire it. The country seemed to say we're going to do this daylight saving times thing, and they just went, yeah, no. So you don't really know. I never knew what time it was. And Nevada is its own time, but Arizona's is different. Sometimes they match, though. Very, very confusing. So what I like to do to prevent mix-ups like that is I just went over to the casino like 5 hours early. And I gambled, and then I would just ask people at the casino what time is it. And then I knew my show was at 8, and I should be down there by 7:30, 7:45. And that's a guaranteed winner. But if you're driving, you know, it happens. I can't fault Bo Tucker for that. It happens to the best of us. It's confusing. I mean, some states change their clocks, some don't. Who knows? You just got to call and say, what time is it there? That's what you got to do. All right, termites. In the words of Papa Ron White, night, night, termites.